Good morning. I'm going to show you how to make a face mask, and I made a previous video and I've changed the directions because I have found myself making so many of them. Right now, I have made over 400 face masks since I posted my video 2 weeks ago. But I've taken out a few steps to make it even faster. So for those of you that are novice sewers, you don't have to worry about all these extra steps that you're thinking, oh my goodness, I can't do that. And they don't have to look pretty underneath. They just have to be functional. So anyway, I first start out by cutting my fabric and I measure it to 14 inches. I fold the fabric. It's already folded in half when you buy it from the store, where it's got a fold, and then you have your selvage edge. Those are the finished ends to your fabric. And I fold it again, and then I measure up 14 inches, and I cut at 14 inches because I can make 4 masks out of one section that is cut at 14 inches. So the more I can make, the better. And I am making a lot of them at this time because there's so many people that need it, and I get it. They're scared. I'm not even going out, and I am just grateful for the fact that people give me fabric so I don't have to go out at all. So once I've gotten this cut, I leave it folded in this position to where it's folded like this. And then I lay it back out on and you don't have to have this, you can just measure it. And even if your measurement isn't right, it really doesn't matter. It's going to still work. The biggest thing that I have to do is cut. I find it easier if I just take my rotary cutter and I just slice off the fold where it is, because then I can turn around and cut it a lot faster. And when you're cutting lots and lots of pieces, the faster you can cut, the easier you can cut, the better it is. And you don't want to get it oversized because then it's going to just go to your ears, I would think. I know that some people, not everybody has the same size face. And I've also figured out that if you have a child and you want one of these, instead of making it 10 by 14, make it 8 by 14 and it will work. And then you end up with a piece of fabric like this. So here's your fabric, and you fold your fabric. You fold your fabric together. You do a straight stitch all the way down your fabric. And then I have taken, and after I've done my straight stitch all the way down, I don't even turn it inside out. I go ahead and I start a zigzag stitch, and I'm literally, if you see where the straight stitch is, if you see that, and you can see the zigzag stitch on the other side of it. So in the raw edge of the fabric where I've already seamed, I've zigzagged a pipe cleaner or Chanel stem, craft stem, whatever you want to call them. But I'm on the other side of it. And then you turn it inside out and you iron it in place and make it nice and smooth. And then this is where my other part does. Then I take and I sit down at my iron and I iron it with some folds in it. And the folds the only thing that I would say about the folds is I try to get it to where it's about 4 inches. This is 3.5. And I get it to where my folds are about 1/2 of an inch. And does it have to be perfect? No. I guess when I'm doing it, and I'm going to try it. Whoops, I got it further out I go. Okay, so I'm going to just guess. I just literally take and pinch it with my fingers right here, and I take a fold, and I fold it a little bit. I put my iron, and I iron the first fold, and then I fold it again, and take another pinch, and fold it, and voila, you're ready to go sew. Now, here's where I've taken out some other steps. So I have that folded, And like I said, it's about 4 inches. It's about 4 inches. It's not quite 4 inches. 4 inches is quite big, actually. But the actual folds are about 1/2 of an inch right there. And then you're going to go over to your sewing machine at this point in time. And I'm going to be just about finished by the time I do this part. Sorry, I really don't have stands to go from place to place. So if I drop you or move you, I apologize. Anyway, you go over to your sewing machine, and it's nothing fancy. I literally take and fold this fabric, and I try to make sure that it doesn't really matter which side you do it. I just like to do it on one side, but I fold it 1/2 of an inch in like this, and I put it underneath and I'm going to get my zigzag stitch ready, and that's the only stitch I'm going to use from this point on is the zigzag stitch. And I just turned my machine on, so let me get it set up. And I start with the zigzag on the very beginning of it to where it's reinforced. And after you back it up and reinforce it, and you have your elastic cut at 7 inches. I do find that the elastic does work best. I have used Dollar Tree headbands, but they're out of headbands also. And then I back stitch a few times over the elastic, and then I just zigzag stitch. And you notice I didn't finish edge and I go back again one more time. And then I come back and I lay the other part of the elastic. Make sure you don't have it twisted when you do that. And I zigzag over top of it. And then I turn and I flip it to the other side. And I will say I am assembly lining these. So I have a lot of, I usually do a lot of them at one time because I'm doing so many. But I'm going to go back and I'm going to take the same process, put the other piece of elastic in, zigzag over top of it, zigzag, put my elastic in, making sure it's not twisted, back over, finish it off, and voila, the mask is complete. It didn't have to be finished edged. It didn't have to have the little band on it. And I'm not really even sure how long that took me from start to finish, but there is a finished face mask, and you just put it on and you have the wire right here to where it bends over your nose, and that's it. So that was that was less than 7 minutes that it took me to make that. So you can do it. And even if you don't have a sewing machine, you can hand sew all of this, or either you can use a t-shirt. I understand you can cut a t-shirt and you can cut the ears out and wrap it around there and tie it. You can do all kinds of things, but you can make your own face mask. Thanks. Bye.